Welcome back to another top 10 list. So this is one we do every year, actually. We're gonna be starting off the year as we always do by making some predictions about the state of 2024 that we expect. Francesca is here. Francesca, thank you.
I've been dreading this one. I've been scared.
Well, I understand that. We lock in these predictions and then we evaluate them at the end of the year. So it can be a little scary. My trump card this year is that I will not be making predictions that I have come up with. I was provided information straight from God.
That's right.
And so I'm pretty sure these are gonna come true. I'm not so worried anymore. But
she speaks through you.
She does. So do you want to get us started with your number 5?
Yeah, my number 5, real upper for this crazy year.
No.
The war on Gaza will expand. Israel's war on Gaza will expand to southern Lebanon with fighting with Hezbollah and probably another nation. I'm not sure, and it might involve the United States. So whatever that means, it's going to continue and it will expand. That is what I predict.
Interesting. Yeah, I did a little bit of thinking about that, and it certainly seems, especially with the news the last day or two, that seems like more of a possibility. In terms of the US involvement, we did have, was it Tom Cotton that was talking about the possibility of troops being sent into Gaza? There was some early talk where they were like super casual about the possibility of like special forces on the ground. So I'm a little bit worried about that too. So I understand, not a bad prediction.
We basically do. I mean, yeah. I mean, I talked about this on the podcast recently with Trita Parsi of the Quincy Institute and like how close. I think in Iraq there was an attack on Erbil and a base there, and it was so close to actually killing US service people that, it's only a matter of time, and we will see. But I do think it'll expand.
Yeah.
What's your number 5, John?
My number 5 is actually related, and it is. I've ranked these as like, I think the ones that are, I don't know, like it's a mix of importance and how obvious they are.
Sure.
So I'm starting off with one that I think is pretty likely based on the evidence provided, but that is that I believe that through the course of this year, we will see Netanyahu being ousted as a result of the complete lack of preparation for what happened with October 7th. I think eventually the catching up of public opinion turning against the war as more and more people died, more and more international condemnation comes in. There had already been a massive amount of opposition to him in the lead up to this. So I think that he politically will not survive this. I mean, who knows if he'll try to return someday or whatever, but that would be my political prediction for coming out of this conflict, or maybe not coming out of it, maybe it's still going on, but I think that will happen.
Agreed. I don't know if it'll happen in the year, but I agree with you. I mean, the year is long, I guess, but so is the war, and so as long as the war is going on, I feel like he's still in office. And now those judicial reforms have been overturned by the court. So who knows? We will see. But yeah, I think that's a fair prediction. My number 4, I'm not sure how if this goes through like wanting it to happen or likelihood or big enough. But my number 4, I got to be a little fun with it. I don't have a lot of like Trump legal repercussions just because my head is still spinning on all the cases. But I do think that a very close advisor to Trump, namely one Rudolph Giuliani, will make a 180. Like he will
turn
go
against him?
Yes. He will. The dude is in the biggest corner of his life, right? I mean, he is getting it from every which way. I mean, he deserves everything that's coming to him. But he will have some tell-alls. I think he's gonna see. I mean, if he's smart enough, although I don't know if there's anything left up there, but I think there will be a massive like betrayal, reversal, tell-all, a book, CNN, something. I feel like it's Giuliani.
That is a really fascinating one. I don't know how likely I think it is.
Sure.
But if he were to, like, because he has had so much access to Trump, he knows all of this stuff. If he were to put together a book with all of the damning revelations and release it, it would be the most money he could ever hope to make for the remainder of his life. He would be immediately embraced by CNN and MSNBC. I think a lot of people would change their opinion on him. He probably could recover some portion of his prior reputation and make a bunch of money.
Yes. He's broke and he's owed money by Donald Trump. He has his legal, like all the awful sexual assault allegations against him by his former assistant. Yeah. Dude needs money.
That's pretty good. I like it. I worry that I don't have anything as bold as that. So now you've scared me. So thanks a lot. My number 4 is my first of 2 sort of tech society related ones. So I believe, and this is kind of a loosey-goosey one, but I think that a combination of a few factors, which is the social alienation and loneliness coming out of the pandemic, combined with who Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are and what they've done to those platforms, and people being so inundated with vertical video, and the rise of everything being generated by AI and being untrustworthy and all that, I think will lead to a renewed exodus from social media and being tapped into all of that stuff. I'm not saying everybody or whatever, but I think it will become more normalized to not constantly be on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or whatever. In the same way that, a lot of people used to be on Facebook all the time, and I think that's much rarer for younger people. I think people will be burned out, especially with all the stuff related to the news. And I think we will see a drawing back of people's presence on social media.
God, in an election year? Are you kidding me? What kind of a prediction is this? Do you know we live in hell, John?
I know.
Also,
I'm not saying I will. I'm saying I think people will.
That means less money for us.
I'm not saying it's good. Remember, God sent me these messages.
Okay. I'll blame God. No, I love that prediction because I want that to be true. Oh my God, I want to get out of this rat race of social media immediately. But I fear only a massive blackout, which, hey, if you're in Texas, probably will happen soon. Could ever lead us to that. But I like that prediction. I do. I want it to happen this year, but I don't know. All right, my number 3, big swings. Big swings from Big Franny over here. Get this. Nikki Haley is running third party.
I don't think so. I don't. You make your case.
Independent. I think she will be advised to run third party. She won't be advised to be Trump's running mate. Trump has too many legal cases hanging over him. I also think that whole dance of maybe getting her to be running mate, that's not gonna happen. And I think that the backers behind her are smart enough to tell her to run as an independent, and she will take votes away from both Trump and I think especially Biden as well.
I think. I kind of want to change all my predictions.
No, you can't. I'm probably wrong. It might be wishful thinking for drama. I did have Nikki Haley as running mate. I also think that could happen.
Well, that's actually what my change would be.
I'm feeling more strongly that we're looking at an independent run somehow.
I just think that she's a team player still too much. I think she's trying to fit in. She's trying to sit at the cool table.
Yeah.
And that would Liz Cheney her, it would be over.
True.
True. I think if I was Trump, I would at the very least tell her, you drop out and endorse me and I'll make you VP. I'm not saying he'll do that. I think he could lie to her. But I don't see it happening. I could see her potentially being VP though. That would be
maybe it's sort of wishful thinking for what could happen and the drama. But I agree, it's probably more likely she'd be a running mate and they would be very formidable together.
Okay. My number 3 is not specific. I don't know exactly how this will work or in which case it will happen. But I feel like even though the Supreme Court is not as bad on everything as it could be and will perhaps be soon. That said, I do think we are going to have something like a Bush v. Gore. I think the Supreme Court is going to save Trump on something. And I don't know what that is. It could be the ballot access thing. And again, I think that that's more arguable than Bush v. Gore. It could be that. It could be running from jail. It could be literally in some way overturning a conviction. I don't know. but I think they're gonna get involved more than we might expect based on their behavior and stuff related to this over the past couple of years.
I mean, that's a brilliant prediction. I think that's right on the money. I mean, I think it is sort of a given that they're going to overturn Maine and Colorado's decisions on ballot access. So that feels really obvious to me, but I like where you're going in terms of Bush v. Gore. I think that's the kind of drama. And I'm saying this with a very I'm letting it all wash over me because I'm trying to prepare myself for how insane it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see. What do you got?
Okay, my number two. Democrats keep the Senate and they take the House.
You're daring to dream on this list.
I'm daring.
Okay.
I think it'll be really tight, but I think they will. I think abortion rights are swinging against the GOP. I think even with the loss of Sinema and Manchin, here's the way I've gamed it out. I think a GOP senator will die. That's right. I don't have inside information, although I do talk to death regularly. But I think they are old as time. I think Di-Fi wasn't the only one to go, and something's gonna change in the balance. I know it's a really hard year for the Democrats to keep keep the Senate. Super hard. I actually think they're gonna do it. And of course, I do think they're gonna flip the House, which a lot of predictions say they're going to.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's like 24-11 for defenses this year. And it's crazy. We have basically had, it feels like 3 or 4 cycles that have been described as super hard for the Democrats.
Yes.
I think I don't have an equivalent prediction, but just for the purposes of when we go back and we review this, which will be after the election, I believe lose the Senate, gain the House.
Sure.
Save the cheerleader, save the world, which is really bad because that basically means that even if Biden were to win, you just don't get Supreme Court nominations, I guess, with the way things work these days. So that's fun. But that is a very bold prediction. You're really swinging for the fences.
Oh, I'm swinging. Gotta give them something interesting.
I wish I'd swung more. Okay, don't.
You just want to be right. I get wanting to be right.
I do want to be right, but I want to be right about swinging. Okay, my number 2 is not some. I don't know that this is considered bold, although we'll see. I want to be on the record. I think that we will see much more widespread adoption of AI integration into people's lives. I have a specific form that I believe it will come in. It's something I had previously predicted, and then Grimes apparently launched or is going to be building something like this. I think we're gonna see more personalized AI assistant / friends with persistent memory. Like, not like an assistant like Siri that you could be like, hey, where's a Thai restaurant? I mean, like, hey Siri, I feel like I went to like Walmart like a month ago. Which day did I go? It's gonna remember things about your life. It's going to be a virtual personality that you will get advice from, talk to. Jesus. I think that will be integrated into toys for kids on a very basic level. And I think people will start to feel much more like all this is available theoretically. You could talk to ChatGPT or whatever. I think by year's end, it's going to be much more normalized for people to have conversations with AI on a regular basis. It's not just going to be for the nerds.
Well, I hate that. And I actually hate that it's with toys. And I agree with you that toys, it's definitely coming. And that scares the crap out of me. Mm-hmm. Although, and I will counterpoint, is it better than screen time? Kind of. Is it technically still playing? Yeah.
It's a conversation. It's probably better than just watching Coco Melon for 6 hours straight.
It's true. And so Karina has this one little toy that it dances, and there's one thing that's record and remix, and you can press a button, and then it's when I say go, say, or when I turn red, say something, and we press it, and then I always say something, and she's learning how to she loves it.
Okay, you gotta send me this toy.
And then it incorporates what she says into a song, and she loves it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cute. But you're also this is cute. If it starts talking back to me, I like that.
I think digital imaginary friends or whatever, like a stuffed animal that they have for 5 years that remembers the things they said, knows what the kid likes. I think it's gonna become a very normal thing.
That's insane. And here's the thing, I don't condone bullying, but I really hope that the bullies take this one out. Like, I hope that if any kid, bullies took out Google Glass. Don't forget, bullies have a role to play.
Okay.
First dude who went out in Google Glass, someone was like, okay, cyborg, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly. Pushed him down a flight of stairs, gave him a wedgie, and nobody heard about Google Glass ever since, okay?
Okay, you are right, that did work. But I think it's gonna be on your Apple Watch. Adults are gonna have Joey, who's their cyber matrix or whatever. It's gonna have a personality that you program. And it's gonna remember things that
it's gonna have like the zingers and the one-liners that the twerps can't think of, and they'll be like, "Oh man, I just got clowned on by an AI plushie."
And there's gonna be a lot of emotional cheating with these AI personalities. So have fun with that, world. Anyway, that's my number 2.
Oh my God, what if so if your partner was in a obviously platonic relationship with AI?
Well, get ready. I'm just saying.
I haven't seen her, but I guess I should.
You should watch her. It's great. I actually want to watch it again. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah, watch it, and then you can come on my podcast and we can discuss it. Anyway,
oh yeah.
What's your number 1?
Peanut butter story time.
Yes.
Number 1. This is maybe the most obvious. I want to make it explosive, but I want to leave everyone hanging. We are just going to have historically low voter turnout. I think it'll be a low turnout year. I was gonna throw into the mix. I don't think either Trump or Biden, one of them won't make it. Like, one of them won't make it. I still sort of believe that, but I think what I know in my heart is that we're gonna have low voter turnout and simultaneously pitch street battles. So there you go. Low voter turnout, pitch street battles. January 6th is gonna look like a walk in the park.
Wow. Okay. I kind of wish you'd gone with because you previously said that you didn't think that they would both necessarily make it to the election,
I actually do think one of them's not gonna make it. But I'm too scared to say that. I wanna be right about something, and I think low voter turnout is like very safe.
See, but I don't know that I believe that. I think that the election is gonna dominate the year. I think a lot of people are gonna be paying attention. I think the stakes are gonna be pretty clear. I think we will have relatively high voter turnout. But my number 1, this is not a bold prediction. I mean, it's almost a coin flip or whatever, but I want to be on the record. At least as of right now, I think, barring a couple things, Trump will be elected president, I think. I think that's the direction that we are cruising in. Now, I think if he is not convicted, or that if he is convicted, my previous one, the Supreme Court doesn't somehow save him. I think that if he is convicted and the Supreme Court doesn't save him, I do not think, yes, he can run for president from jail. I do not think he's gonna win enough independence and stuff from prison. So that is clear. And I also think that in that case, you have widespread political violence. It's gonna be absolutely devastating. But if he isn't somehow convicted, if the Supreme Court voids the lawsuits or something takes that off the table and we just have an election, I don't think that Biden has it to beat him this time. That's my fear. I just want to go on the record for it.
I think Trump will lose. I don't know to who.
A straight election, you think Trump will lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know to who.
You're right.
Dude, I don't know. Everything, this is so crazy.
To Nikki Haley. To Nikki.
To Nikki.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're on the record. Anything else you want to add?
No, not to Nikki. I'm scared. I'm probably wrong. Like hold me, that's probably all I want to add.
You can have your virtual personality hold you. That's what it's there for. Anyway, those are our predictions. In 362 days, we will review these predictions and see how accurate we were. And if all of these come true, maybe we won't review them because we'll all be dead. But anyway, those are my predictions. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Francesca for taking part, especially on a Wednesday. It is much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll see you all next time.